Hi guys, welcome to Crossroads Tarot. Today I'm going to be doing another pick a card reading, and this one's going to be called The New You. So we're pretty much just going over, what you're shedding and what you are birthing in your life, okay? So the new you that you're embracing. This I intended to do on the Witch's New Year, Samhain. But some things got delayed, so I'm doing it now. Hopefully it reaches the people it needs to reach. But you can pick from any one of these three piles. The first one is this, has this little black obsidian stone. I believe it's an obsidian. The second one, I think this is a sodalite. Look at that. It's beautiful. And the third one, this is a quartz crystal or it's a selenite, one of those. You can either pick by stone or by pile here. So this is pile number 1, number 2, and number 3. Everything that I'm going to be using is going to be in the description box. Okay, let's go ahead and get started with pile number 1. Let me just move these. All right, guys, if you chose pile number 1, this black obsidian, this is your reading. Before I get started, as always, everything that I'm using is going to be in the description box. If you want to support my channel, you can purchase my Love Tarot for Lovers book, so you can learn how to read love tarot the way that I do it. Everything is in here. All you need is pretty much just your own tarot deck. The link to that is below. And if you want a personal reading, that's also linked below. Let's go ahead and get started, guys. All right. I want to make all of this fit here, but I only have a small space, guys. 1 second. Actually, I'll be showing the rest of the cards a little later so that we can just go over what we have on screen. So firstly, we have here who you are and who you're becoming. And who you are, this is not to say that this is the completeness of you. This is just saying what themes are like the biggest in your life, okay? What has been the biggest impact in your life that is impacting the way that you behave and the way that you see the world, right? So here we have the 10 of Swords, the 8 of Wands, and the Ace of Wands in reverse. So I get the feeling here that you have gone through major turmoil. If not quite recently, then it has been something that happened in the past that still has its claws in you, okay? Not physically, but I feel metaphorically, emotionally speaking. You have this energy of wanting to set yourself free and escape, and you have. The worst has already happened to you here. Like, whatever it is that happened, and I'm being drawn to this image of this man here, seeing this person suffer, holding a knife behind their back, as if they're going to go ahead and stab the person for an 11th time. So I feel like you may have dealt with someone who was quite abusive in the past, or maybe that could even be you doing that to yourself. Obviously not physically, but you know how we tend to get in our own way sometimes. But I feel as if this had to do with a very traumatic experience, possibly dealing with someone else who may not have had your best interest at heart, someone who could have been very cold, cutting, if not physically abusive, right? I have here the 8 of Wands and the completely followed by the, like, right next to it, the Ace of Wands in reverse. And I'm stumbling on my words, and I feel like it is connected to whomever it is that I'm reading for, because it's almost as if I'm wanting to get this message across, and I have all this energy and fire behind it, but it's kind of like getting, like, it's stumbling, like you're wanting to walk away, but you're stumbling. in the process. You have all this will and this energy and power and desire to really move forward, but it's almost as if you have either lots of false starts or lots of day ones where things don't get past day one because either this trauma from the past keeps rearing its ugly head, or maybe it's not the right time for you to move forward in whatever it is that you're doing or wanting. But what I'm getting here in essence is someone who has been attacked, someone who has been abused, someone who has kind of put their foot down and is wanting to move past their experiences and start over, but is having a very hard time starting over for whatever reason. It's going to be different for each and every one of you guys, but I feel as if you're having all this passion to start over and to move forward, but it's almost as if you keep remembering the betrayal and nastiness of the past, and I feel like that puts a damper in your passion, and it kind of takes away from the power of any new beginning that you're planning. Okay, so who you're becoming here, I feel, and this could, you know, don't take this the wrong way. There's definitely good in this. I'm going to start with the good and then I'll go with the bad, right? So the good here is you are becoming an authority unto yourself. You are your own church, your own God, your own master. This is who you are becoming. You are becoming not just a very learned person in a spiritual sense, but you're going to be becoming a very worldly person as well. I feel like you are going to take those experiences from your past and you're going to use this to your advantage to bring yourself your own sense of stability and satisfaction. I think that you're going to start putting your needs first. You're going to start being your own leader. You're not going to follow anymore. You're not going to be depending on anyone else anymore. It's like you are your own sense of independence. You are your own guru. This is who you're becoming, your own guru. And I feel as if you're going to be developing a very strong sense of self here. Very strong Capricorn energy. And Capricorn, correct me if I'm wrong, is a very pragmatic, grounded, sensual sign, right? And paired with the Hierophant here, I feel like there's a lot of power and there's a lot of structure here. I feel like you are taking these experiences from the past and building on them in order to become a person of stability and power. When I said that there's this a little bit of a negative streak here, is that you may be tempted to become a bit selfish, and that's a good thing though. I'm still, I guess I haven't finished the good part here. I think that it's proper for someone who has gone through the things that you have gone through to become a little bit more selfish in a way that helps you protect yourself from fiends, from people who would take advantage of you, right? But the way that I see this becoming negative is that you could use these things and become like your abuser or like the person who wronged you, okay? Or if not like that person or place or thing, you may be using whatever power or knowledge that you have to twist it around and maybe do things that are not on the up and up here with the Magician in reverse, okay? You could become a little manipulative if you do not temper this energy the right way, okay? And I'm not going to tell you how to live. You can embrace this energy wholeheartedly and do whatever you want with it. But what I tend to see, especially with these really strong, dare I say, patriarchal energies here in the future, is that nothing lasts forever. Everything is in cycles. So what you put out there is eventually going to come back to you, and structures that are built off the pain of others will eventually crumble. Okay, so if you're gonna build your power and your structure and your sense of self out of bullying others or taking advantage of others, or treating others the way that this past person treated you, then you may enjoy it for a moment, but it could be very much taken away from you as time goes by. Okay, but skipping to the like going back to the good part of this, what I see here is you really establishing a very, very strong sense of self and sense of power and authority. You may even actually have you may have some status at work or in your religious community, if you belong to one, or in a spiritual community if you belong to one. But you may be tempted to abuse that power. So be very careful with that. On a lighter note, you are not going to be, or you're no longer the person that was attacked or abused or mistreated the way that you had been before, okay? I feel like you're going to be leaning into or growing in spiritual power. You will be able to use it in a sense that you could, like a double-edged sword, like you could hurt someone with it or you could bless someone with it. So be very careful with that. If you deal in the magical arts, I see yourself becoming a lot more established in this space, a lot more grounded as well. Like what you're going to be doing is going to be something that's going to be very very 3D, like your whatever it is that you're producing, your results are going to be very tangible here. But again, we have to be careful how we use this power, right? The good news is that you are moving forward from this stagnancy and you are becoming a powerhouse, pretty much, stable. You are probably going to have a lot of eyes on you here. You're going to be some sort of symbol of authority, whether it is at work, your spiritual community, or your friend group, whatever it is that you're, wanting to grow and develop. But, with great power comes great responsibility, and there's a temptation to take a little too much there, right? All right. So here we have Queen of Cups and the Empress. For you to become this person, what I have here in terms of releasing something, I feel that what you need to release is this need to give in order to feel validated as if you're a feminine, a woman, masculine, if just a person who has enough. I feel as if you had used what you can give in the past to feel as if you are enough. Like what you were giving to someone and their appreciation of you is probably something that you used in order to validate yourself or to feel worthy of love or caring or connection. What you're letting go, or what you need to let go of from either the past or the present here, is what I'm getting is this sense of letting your, like emptying your cup for others, expecting for them to validate you and fill your cup eventually, okay? These are typically really beautiful, feminine, very matriarchal kind of cards, right? But in the position that they are in, I feel as if you may have had an imbalance with those things, and that imbalance could have led you to unfortunately be victimized in the past. So right now we are being encouraged to kind of temper that, and to see that not everybody's worth your love. Not everybody's worth your attention and your affection, and certainly not everybody's worth your body, your sexuality, your time even. So what you need to do is stop spreading yourself thin emotionally, expecting for others to do the same for you. And I feel like you're already going to be letting go of that, or you have, because the person that you're becoming here is almost the antithesis of what this is. And it kind of concerns me, yes, because you want this energy in a measured way in your life. But I feel as if life is demanding for you to be a little bit more masculine, a little bit more, you know, assertive, a little bit more self-protective, but not going too far with it, obviously. You also want to leave space for those who do want to love you and respect you the way that you deserve, right? So that is the skin you are shedding in order to become this powerhouse that you are on your way to being, right? Now here we have the archetype to embody. Here we have I'm a healer, Mother Mary. Now all of these cards, again, they're all going to be in the description here. So what I'm getting here is that you already have within you this this sense of caring for the world and for others. But I feel as if you can, or you're going to be tempering that in order to become some kind of a healer to your community or your friend group, or even to your, you know, your job, whatever it is that you do. Some of you could literally be in the healthcare field. But I feel as if you are embodying this healer kind of persona in the future. You will be needing to, in order to temper this energy here that you're becoming. Because remember, there is this temptation to take your power, or the power that's coming towards you, a little bit too far. So we need to remember that we've been given this power, or that this power is best used by channeling it to heal not just ourselves, but the world around us, especially because it seems like you're going to be an authority or a powerhouse wherever it is that you're going to be, right? So we have to remember that this is a kind of like a sacred power, a sacred learning that has come into your life for a reason. So remembering this will help you to not abuse your power, or not be tempted to treat others the way that you were treated in the past, right? To kind of take the high road is what I'm getting here. From the Shapeshifters Oracle, we have your advice for the now, which is the sacred beetle armor. You have a mighty shield. So this again, you know, it comes to tell you, you have suffered a lot in the past, but you have also learned a lot about not just how low things can get, but also how powerful and how strong you are as a person, right? So let me just read this for you. I know that has a lot more than what I can say, but I'm feeling here as if you are going to, or you already have this kind of energy for yourself, but you're also going to be using it to help others, okay? And it says here, for a brief time, you're about to receive an intervention in the form of strong psychic protection. You have been feeling raw and sensitive, as though several layers of your skin have been peeled back, your nerves exposed. But now you have a mighty protector stepping in and spreading her wings before you, around you, above you, and behind you, and you will feel the arrows of criticism and malice bouncing off of your armor. You must now quickly set in place strong, clear, healthy boundaries. Relish the opportunity to say no. Calmly walk away from energy-draining distractions, and learn to nurture and support your own energy fields with daily practice. This is an open window of opportunity to do something you felt you dared not do, because now you are shielded, and no harm will come to you at this time. Every moment you must learn and then go on stronger and healthier, creating a better, safer, more vital environment for yourself and for others. So that's quite beautiful. And it ties in with what you're letting go of, right? All this giving without getting anything back. And knowing that you are safe in the process of becoming this new self that you're, that's in the cards for you. Now, from the Oracle of Rumi, we have advice for your future. Look at this. How beautiful is that? She's like a goddess sitting down. Like, no, I don't think she's standing up. But one of her arms is up, and it's kind of like bringing in an orb of light. It's pretty. Anyways, what does this say here? Commitment. Commitment to your new self, guys. It says here, the awakened heart is like a lantern. Keep it sheltered from the turbulence of the winds of desire. The fear that your desire won't manifest may cause you to try to bend life to your will. It is an unnecessary battle and one that will not serve your soul. Instead, just show up, be present. Life is not working at cross purposes with you. Far from it. Life is a creative co-conspirator with your heart. That is so beautiful. So when things seem to be coming up against you, just know that it'll take time. Things take time to manifest the way that we want them to, right? So pile number 1, that was your reading. If you liked it, please give me a thumbs up. Thank you for your time, guys. And if you want to check out any of my other readings, they are linked below. If you want to support my channel, you can buy my book here, or you can maybe just give me a thumbs up. Okay? Thank you so much, guys. Bye-bye. All right, those of you who chose pile number 2, this sodalite, this is your reading. Before we get started, everything that I'm using is going to be in the description box below, as well as the link to my shop. And also, if you guys are interested in learning how to read tarot for love purposes, this is my book. It is linked below. It'll show you or give you all the description or meanings of the cards, upright and reversed. Available on Amazon, so linked below for those of you who are interested. So getting started, pile number 2. Let's go. Let me just lay some of I'm going to lay them out a couple at a time because I don't have that much space, okay? So I live in a city, guys. I'm gonna, I'm gonna have noise coming in through the windows. So I'm sorry about that. Let's go ahead and get started anyways. So pile number 2. I see here that in the past, or maybe even presently, you have been stuck in a cycle of anxiety, and if it's not woe is me kind of an attitude, it is kind of ambivalence to life. Like your lust for life has been zapped out of you is what it feels. Like you don't, I feel a sense of confusion here when I'm just looking at these cards, like confusion as to where do you take your life? Where do you go from here? And anxiety as to, whether to get started with something or do something else. So I feel like you guys are, in a sense, trying to cope with a lack of either self-worth or a sense of being really unfulfilled in life. I feel like you are incredibly unfulfilled. There's a lot of anxiety here. Could be anxiety when it comes to money and your finances. And also, there could be, for some of you guys, an addiction. Obviously, it's not for everyone. It's probably for like 1% of you watching this. But addictive behaviors, behaviors, coping mechanisms that kind of blind you to the present or numb you to the present, better said. So I feel as if there is, and it's kind of not a feeling of not being welcome, or a feeling of not feeling at home anywhere that you try to go, or anything that you try to do. So I feel like a sense of not being satisfied. Like I cannot find satisfaction. I'm getting the song, I can't get no satisfaction, or something like that. I don't know what it's called, but that's pretty much the lyrics here. And I feel as if a lot of it comes from thoughts that are encircling you always with this in your head, anxiety, and a fear of being perceived, of being seen for who you are, or being rejected. So in order to avoid rejection, you just avoid life altogether. And that could be in a romantic sense, or it could be when it comes to starting new projects, going for a new job that you wanted, working on your dreams. It's like a sense of not really feeling welcome or at home. This could also be a very precarious situation when it comes to your finances, and constantly draining or misspending, because you're kind of filling the void with either shopping or other addictive behaviors. That could also be like scrolling on TikTok or social media as well, trying to find a solution everywhere else but the self, is what I'm getting. But fear not. Your transformation here, or the new you that I see, who you are becoming based on where you've been here, is it's going to be a drastic change, guys, and it's not going to be painless, but I feel like you're headed towards a major wake-up call. So if you don't change your ways, wake up to life, take the bull by the freaking horns, and do something to change your situation, the universe is going to force that change. And usually when the universe forces a change, it's not pretty. Okay, so what I can advise you from now, like I'm not even halfway down all these other cards, is to meet the universe there before it gets to you. Make some changes, make the necessary changes to be the person that you want to be before life just completely, takes the rug from out of your feet, right? Because it could lead to a lot of like nervousness and despair at first. But I feel as if you're going to be at a place here with the Seven of Discs that you're going to be in a little bit more, there's still a little doubt with wherever you're going to be, but you're working towards something. You're moving your life towards your goals very slowly and very steadily, but you're moving. You have been either forced to wake up and do the work, or you have chosen to do this yourself. Okay, after this reading, it seems like you're going to be forced to do this because, it seems like the universe is just going to sweep some shit out of your life that's going to make you super uncomfortable, and you're going to be forced to do the work here for yourself. Or if you take my advice and meet the universe halfway, it would be slightly less uncomfortable here. But your insecurities are not just going to go away, right? You're still going to carry some of these, but at least you're going to be working on something stable and grounded, and something that's going to grow into something greater, or a place greater, or a greater self than you have been in the past here. Because I feel like this is rock bottom here, but it's a comfortable rock bottom for you. Okay, you've become way too comfortable here, and you're going to be swept out of there if you don't do the work, right? whatever that work entails, because obviously this is for a vast collective. So you need to get moving on whatever this is. Now you still may have some doubt about it, but what I'm getting here is that you need to be patient with yourself. And you need to do also the mental work to not sabotage your dreams and your plans as well, right? They may be taking long, but you have to hold on, okay, when you get the ball rolling in that direction eventually, right? So here we have the another Five of Pentacles in reversed, and the Five of Cups. So you have two Five of Pentacles in reverse. So you may have had really bad financial issues, or I really do feel as if this is more so of a disconnection, a sense of being disconnected from the world and wanting to come in and create community, a sense of sadness as well here. But this is what you're shedding. You need to shed this woe is me victim mentality. You may have been victimized, but you do not need to take on the victim archetype into your future. Okay? So this is meant to be these two cards, what you're shedding, what you're letting go of. So it's trying to let go of this grief and this sense of being out of touch with everyone, lacking community. I feel as if you tend to reject situations or people or things before they have a chance to do that to you. And while that may be wise for some situations, it also cuts you off from life. Okay, it cuts you off from experiencing good things as well. Very fixed sign energy, very bullheaded kind of energy here. And it's not to, I have been in this situation, so it's not to offend any of you guys, but it's a dangerous thing to become comfortable where you don't want to be, right? Because not only are you cursing yourself for being there, but you are keeping yourself there. So it's like a cycle. So we're letting go of this victim mentality and this woe is me mentality and this grief that doesn't let you move forward. And we are embracing taking on and taking charge of our lives and doing the work to get there before the universe decides to sweep things up, you know, and make you even more uncomfortable, right? So the archetype, this is the I Am Oracle of Gods Within. The archetype that you should be embracing for this new you, this new beginning, is Apollo. And it says here, I am confident. I am confidently perceived and I am heard and I am worthy to be perceived and heard and loved. This is Apollo, and Apollo is the Greek sun god. So this is all very, very Leo-like energy, very star of the show kind of energy. You need to feel like the main character in your life. If that makes you feel selfish, feel those feelings and do it anyway, and then you'll get used to it. And life will begin to unfold for you in a much more fulfilling manner, okay? Because you're worth being heard. You're worth being seen. You're worth being loved. So this confident energy is the archetype, you know, the archetype of Apollo. And Apollo was also a god of artists, right? So maybe you can embrace that part of yourself in this in new life that you are birthing, right? And we may have a time frame here too, because from the Oracle of Shapeshifters, we have the Wolf Moon, and I believe the Wolf Moon is in January. Right now, this is, I'm making this video in November 2023, so the Wolf Moon, or the next Wolf Moon, should be, I think, in January 2024. So this may be a good time frame for you guys, or an important time frame for y'all. So it says here, I will watch over you. So you have friends, you on this side or on the other side, that are watching over you guys. But I want to read this divination for you because it seems to be as if You know, there's more information here. But before I get to that, I feel like this is a sense of courage that you're needing as well for, you know, in order to move forward and do the things that you need to do in order to step up. You know, become that person that you're meant to be and take the steps necessary, okay? So it says here, you may feel drawn to creating a symbol, getting a tattoo, experimenting with code, or having a symbol worked into a talisman or a protective piece of jewelry that will help you and protect and support you. You have the guardianship of the wolf for now. It is safe to rest for a time. Your time to shelter your guardian family will come. The coming full moon is significant for you. You are changing, and your true family will support you through this shift. This is a time for courage. When you approach this change with a brave heart, all will be well. Okay. Beautiful. Now the last card is this one here. Look at that art. Let's take some time to appreciate it. I love how it looks like a sun. It looks very solar. And we have, you know, the god of the sun here, Apollo. And also the moon here. So it seems to me that you have a very strong message from the luminaries, which are the sun and the moon, right? And what are the sun and the moon? The thing that we look up to, you know, from ancient times, looking up at the sky and marveling in their power. So you need to feel a sense of connection to these luminaries and understand that you are powerful and worthy of that sense of awe as well, right? So anyways, what it says here, cosmic heart. I have seen everything. I have no fear. I have the heart of a lion. I shine like Venus. Beautiful. For life to work out with perfect synchronicity and generous grace, there is nothing you need to understand. You have been asked to bear darkness without losing hope for the return of the light. Here you are, still loving, still wise, ready for a love that is bigger than you have ever experienced. Beautiful. This is amazing, guys. I love this reading. I feel like, you know, as it all ties together, you have a sense of taking leadership of the path that you want in life, and also becoming a more confident and courageous person in the process, right? So pile number 2, if you like this reading, go ahead and support my shops. Support my shop if you want to, but support my channel by giving me a thumbs up, okay? Everything that's on here that I use is going to be listed below, as well as the link to my tarot book and the link to my shop if you want a personal reading. Thank you so much for your time, pile number 2. Also, if you want to check out my other pick a card readings, they are linked below, okay? Thank you so much, guys. Take care. Bye-bye. Pile number 3, if you chose this quartz or selenite crystal, this is your reading. Everything that I'm using is in the description box, as well as the link to my personal readings if you want one, or also the link to my Tarot for Lovers book if you want to learn how to read for your own personal love readings or for other people the way that I do. Purchase my book. It's linked below if you want an ebook or a paperback. They're available. All right, so getting to your reading. Pile number 3. I don't know if I said 2 before, but this is 3. This is pile number 3, guys. So I'm going to be putting these cards down a couple at a time because I don't really have the space here, okay? So let's see, for pile number 3, where you are coming from, where you're going. We have the 2 of Wands, the 9 of Cups, and the 5 of Cups. We'll show your other cards in a couple minutes, guys. So I do live in a city. You may be hearing things coming from my window. I can't do much about that, but I'm going to try to give you the best reading I can. Anyways, getting started, pile number 3. So I feel as if you, at some point in time, have been either in a sense of denial about something that had caused you a lot of pain, not wanting to feel your pain and numbing your pain, either with substances or with behaviors that kind of take away from your ability to live in the present or to be in the moment here. I feel like either, and keep in mind that this is going to be for a greater collective, so there's quite a few scenarios that it could have been involving here. There could have been a relationship that you wanted to really work out that didn't. There could have been I feel like there must have been here a sense of denial in the past, but you kind of, I feel like you've come to an acceptance of what this pain and this loss was. Okay, you may have dreamed about it, you may have wanted it to work out really badly, and you may have, lulled yourself into a state of denial for some time, but I feel like you woke up from that dream and it was devastating, it was heartbreaking, but it's almost as if it's helped you gain some footing over your situation. There may have been a sense of escapism that you could have had here, escaping your reality by engaging in fantasy, engaging in what might be or what could have been. And I'm just calling it like I see it. I'm not trying to offend anybody. This is just what I'm seeing. On the other end of the spectrum, I feel as if you may be struggling emotionally and maybe kind of drowning your sorrows, in a sense. But I feel as if you are kind of facing that. You are unmasking that part of yourself and looking at it for what it is. It's still very heartbreaking. It's still a situation that you wish could have gone differently here, whatever this was. But you're no longer in the denial that you were in the past. Okay, so at least there's that, right? I feel as if this could have been, you have so many cups here. I feel like this could have been due to a love situation that didn't work out. You thought you were going to get your wish with this person or this situation, and it just didn't. But the transformation here for you, or the new you that is being birthed, is one that is not just powerful, but also loving, right? So the love that you gave, or you may have felt that the love that you gave to that past situation was in vain, but I feel more so that it was kind of like almost a necessary sidestep for you to be the person that you are becoming in the very near future here. We have the Hanged Man reversed, the Two of Cups and the Two of Wands. I feel like you are becoming a much more, not independent, but a more powerful person. I feel like when you say independent, people assume like alone. I don't see that you'll be alone much longer here. I feel as if there's going to be a relationship for you soon, and I feel like it might be within the next year. But what I'm feeling here is you're becoming a lot stronger when it comes to your connections. I don't feel that you're going to be throwing yourself head over heels for, any new lover that's gonna be coming your way. I feel that what the person that you're becoming, or the new you, is still a very romantic, lovey-dovey kind of person, but also a very powerful person. Like it's almost as if whatever you experienced here in the past has taught you to retain your sense of independence and your sense of power, while also being loving, being in a loving connection. Like you shouldn't feel as if being a connection is a sacrifice of the self. Okay, it is a melding, it is a complement to the self, being with someone else, instead of sacrificing yourself for someone else's love, right? So what I'm getting here is a great sense of, and I'm getting a lot of Aries energy here, and not so much on the other person's end. I feel like this is you kind of putting your needs and yourself first, even though, you know, you are connecting with someone else, okay? So I feel a beautiful sense of balance coming into your life, where you are becoming a much more balanced person when it comes to love and relationships, knowing that, you know, you're not here to be a martyr in love, right? You're here to be a little bit more selfish with your time and your work and your heart, right? So I feel as if this is kind of the universe nudging you and telling you, hey, you putting yourself first is not going to take away from receiving that love that you deserve, because the person that is here to love you for the person that you are is not going to mind that you take care of yourself, right? That you have strong boundaries is what I'm getting here. Look at this helmet. Look at the helmet on the centurion or the soldier, whatever that, you know, person is here. I feel as if you already have a strong sense of boundaries coming out of this situation, and that is what's going to make you more attractive. That you're not going to be out here being a doormat. You could have been a doormat in a past life here with this person or with this situation, but you're no longer letting that rule you, or letting your emotions rule you as well. So you're getting unstuck from this negative pattern of self-sabotage and drowning your sorrows, and kind of embracing this beautiful, and I'm going to put this in the middle because, yeah, you're embracing this strong, empowered energy, and also embracing this sense of duality in love, that you don't need to give all of you in order to be loved, right? So this is who you're becoming, and I love it, and I think it's amazing and it's beautiful. So here are the things. Here are the things you need to release. Ooh, guys, I know I mentioned addiction a couple times, and I know that it might not be for the majority of you guys, but whomever it is that's watching this, maybe there's like one or two of you guys, you really need to get help for, if you have a substance issue, please get help, guys, please. Because this is incompatible with the person that you're becoming. You need to get rid of all this. This could be a literal addiction, okay? Or it could be kind of delusion, thinking that, you know, things are not as bad as they seem, or that this person is the one, even though they're a shitbag. Trying to make a person something that they're not. Being delusional about a situation that's not changing. This could even indicate mental illness for some people. But I really do feel as if someone watching this is encouraging an addictive behavior. So it doesn't even have to be to a substance. It could just be looking at that ex's social media obsessively, obsessing or fantasizing about someone, even though they've rejected you, they don't want you. We need to get rid of whatever this behavior is that is keeping you out of the present and keeping you from moving forward. We need to shed this, and we need to let go of this in order to birth this new person that we're becoming here. This beautifully strong, balanced person with good boundaries, untethered, and obviously loved here with this Two of Cups. All right, so from the I Am Oracle of the Gods Within, this is the archetype that you need to embrace. Okay, so we have Loki. I am wily. Okay, so I'm getting here that you need to open yourself up to the goodness that life has to offer, to some play, okay? This particular god, this is the, in Norse mythology, the god of mischief, right? And in some kind of instances, it may not be a very positive card, but this is what this is what the universe is asking you to embrace. And I feel like this is to embrace a sense of play, embrace, you know, a kind of a sense of mystery as well, not needing to control any kind of situation. Because I feel like when we engage in addictive fantasizing, we're trying to control a situation in our minds that we could not control in the physical. So I feel like letting go of that sense of and need for control and need for things to have turned out another way, and embracing the gamble that is life, right? And the play that we need in order to inject life into a dull kind of experience. Like, I feel like this is just trying to tell you not to take, or trying not to take things too seriously all the time, right? Make some room for enjoying yourself and playing and having fun, right? Now let's see. From the Oracle of Shapeshifters, this is your advice for the now. And we have little brother, little sister. So it says siblings, younger friends, and responsibility. Wait, let me read this message for you. One second, guys. I feel like this is also about, I know that this is about responsibility more so, but I feel like it makes me feel about playing. Because they look like little, this is a little girl and her toys here. Like just being more childish, or opening up to that childish person. Or childish sense of self, actually. So here we have, you could be given a task or responsibility involving younger members of your own family, or be asked to mind other children, pets, or creatures. There will be expectations on you at this time to be responsible and mature, and you will cast in a caring parental role for a time, or you'll be cast in a caring and parental role for a time. While this could have its moments of frustration and annoyance, there will be rewards. You will discover your abilities to lead and to show authority, to set boundaries, to be disciplinarian, to inspire others, and to teach others to be stronger, better people. At times, there will be much joy, laughter, and sweetness because of the funny things that take place. At other times, you may feel your temper thinning and anger ready to explode. There is a time for great learning for you. As you grow into a role you may not have asked for, you show how strong you are. You may also make a sacrifice for a younger person and take up duty, chore, or burden that did not fall to you in order to spare another. There's a heroic aspect in this card. It may not be immediately obvious to you or others, but you will be able to truly make a difference. Make the best of this opportunity to grow into the role of an elder, wise one, and a leader, even if you didn't ask for that. So I feel like this is super specific. So if you don't have kids, or there's no possibility that you'll be working around kids, I feel like you're going to have an opportunity to develop a sense of community with someone who may have less of a worldly or life experience than you have. And it's probably going to be a good experience for you to develop the role of a mentor, counselor, or advisor, given what you've already been through, okay? Now, this is the last card. I want you to look at that art. It's so beautiful. It looks like a moon. Okay, let's see what it says. And this is from the Rumi Oracle. Blessing of Al-Hakim. Sell your cleverness and buy bewilderment. So there's so much about play and being clever and just, you know, such colorful kind of energy with these oracles already. And we have here, Al-Hakim is wisdom, soul medicine. You no longer have to drive the unfoldment of your desires into form. You rest in the assurance that your daily application and effort are enough, and so is your surrender. Mental anguish is now soothed. Divine healing can occur most readily in the unknowing yet trusting spaciousness of your open heart. Beautiful. So I feel like this embracing of creative energy and more of a mentor role and leadership, and also this energy of play, is going to be very complementary to this empowered and loving person and unstuck person that you're becoming here. Okay guys, so that's what I have for y'all. I hope that you liked it. If you did, please give me a thumbs up. If you want to check out any of my creations, the links are below. And I look forward to reading for you in your next reading, guys. Thank you so much for your time. Take care. Bye bye.